Sharks are the ocean's guardians. For millions of years, they have patrolled the deep, ensuring the health and balance of our planet's most vital ecosystem. Their presence is essential, not just for the oceans, but for all of us. Without sharks, the oceans as we know them would cease to exist. Imagine a world without coral reefs teeming with life. Imagine coastlines ravaged by storms with no natural barriers to protect them. This is the world we face if we allow sharks to vanish. Sharks are what scientists call a keystone species. This term is used to describe a species that has a disproportionately large impact on its environment relative to its abundance. In other words, even though sharks may not be the most numerous creatures in the ocean, their presence is crucial for the health and stability of marine ecosystems. Like the keystone in an arch, their presence holds the entire ecosystem together. Without them, the structure would collapse, leading to a cascade of negative effects throughout the environment. Sharks help to maintain the balance by regulating the populations of various marine species. They are apex predators, sitting at the top of the food chain. This means they have no natural predators and play a critical role in controlling the populations of species below them. By doing so, they help to ensure that no single species becomes too dominant, which could otherwise lead to the depletion of resources and the decline of other species. This means they keep populations of other fish in check, preventing any one species from becoming too dominant. For example, if a particular fish species were to become too numerous, it could overgraze on algae or other vital resources, disrupting the balance of the ecosystem. Sharks help to prevent this by preying on these fish, keeping their numbers in check. By preying on the weak and the sick, sharks ensure the overall health of their prey populations. This natural selection process helps to keep the gene pool strong and resilient, as only the fittest individuals survive and reproduce. This, in turn, benefits the entire ecosystem by promoting the health and diversity of marine life. This, in turn, maintains the delicate balance of the entire marine ecosystem. Healthy shark populations contribute to the overall health of coral reefs, seagrass beds, and other vital marine habitats. These ecosystems provide shelter and food for countless marine species, making them essential for biodiversity. From the smallest plankton to the largest whales, all life in the ocean is interconnected and reliant on the role sharks play. The presence of sharks helps to ensure that marine ecosystems remain balanced and resilient, supporting a diverse array of life forms. Without sharks, the health of our oceans would be at risk, highlighting the importance of conserving these incredible creatures for future generations. The disappearance of sharks triggers a devastating chain reaction throughout the food web. Sharks are apex predators, meaning they play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of marine ecosystems. When they vanish, the entire structure of the food web begins to collapse. Without sharks to keep them in check, populations of their prey species explode. This includes a variety of fish and other marine creatures that sharks typically hunt. These prey species, now unchecked, begin to multiply at an alarming rate. These animals, in turn, overgraze on their own food sources, leading to the decline or even extinction of other marine life. For instance, smaller fish and invertebrates that feed on plankton and algae start to overconsume these resources, causing a ripple effect throughout the ecosystem. Imagine a coral reef where sharks have disappeared. The absence of these top predators disrupts the natural order, leading to unforeseen consequences. The reef, once teeming with life, begins to show signs of distress. Fish that were once preyed upon by sharks, like groupers, multiply rapidly. Groupers are predatory fish themselves, and their unchecked population growth can have significant impacts on the reef's biodiversity. These groupers then decimate populations of parrotfish, which are crucial for keeping the reef healthy by grazing on algae. Parrotfish play a vital role in the ecosystem by eating algae that would otherwise smother the coral. Without parrotfish, the algae overgrow, suffocating the coral and turning the once vibrant reef into a barren wasteland. The loss of coral reefs has far-reaching implications, not just for marine life, but also for human communities that rely on these ecosystems for food, tourism, and coastal protection. The unraveling of the food web highlights the interconnectedness of all species and the importance of preserving apex predators like sharks to maintain the health and balance of our oceans. The consequences of shark extinction extend far beyond the ocean's surface. Millions of people around the world depend on the ocean for their livelihoods, whether through fishing or tourism. The loss of sharks would have catastrophic effects on these industries, impacting economies and communities globally. Sharks play a vital role in maintaining healthy fish stocks. By keeping prey populations in check, they prevent overfishing and ensure the sustainability of our seafood resources. Without sharks, fisheries face collapse, leading to economic hardship for fishing communities and food shortages for millions. The evidence is clear. Shark populations are in steep decline worldwide. This alarming trend is not just a minor fluctuation, but a significant and ongoing crisis that threatens the balance of our marine ecosystems. Sharks, being apex predators, play a crucial role in maintaining the health of the oceans. Their decline signals a much larger problem that could have far-reaching consequences. Overfishing, driven by the demand for shark fin soup and other shark products, is the primary threat. The lucrative market for shark fins has led to unsustainable fishing practices, where sharks are often caught, finned, and discarded back into the ocean, left to die. This practice is not only cruel, but also incredibly wasteful, as the rest of the shark is rarely used. It is estimated that over 100 million sharks are killed each year, far exceeding their ability to reproduce and replenish their numbers. Sharks have slow growth rates, late maturity, and low reproductive rates, making them particularly vulnerable to overfishing. The sheer scale of this slaughter is staggering and unsustainable. Studies have shown that some shark populations have declined by as much as 90% in recent decades. This dramatic decrease is not limited to one or two species, but affects a wide range of shark species across the globe. The loss of these key predators disrupts the entire marine food web, leading to unforeseen and often detrimental changes in the ecosystem. These losses have already begun to impact marine ecosystems and human communities. Coral reefs, which rely on the balance maintained by sharks, are suffering. Fish populations are dwindling, affecting the livelihoods of coastal communities that depend on fishing. The ripple effects of declining shark populations are vast and complex, touching every aspect of marine life and human society. The time to act is now before it's too late. Conservation efforts, such as establishing marine protected areas and enforcing stricter fishing regulations, are crucial. Activists and scientists are working tirelessly to raise awareness and push for policies that will protect these vital creatures. By supporting these efforts, we can help ensure that sharks continue to thrive and maintain the health of our oceans for future generations. Sharks are not just important for healthy oceans, they are also valuable contributors to our blue economy, the economic activity that relies on the ocean. Shark tourism, for example, is a multi-billion-dollar industry worldwide. People travel from all corners of the globe to witness these magnificent creatures in their natural habitat, supporting local economies through diving trips, accommodations, and other tourism-related activities. The loss of sharks would not only be an ecological disaster, but also an economic one. Protecting sharks is not just the responsibility of governments or conservation organizations, it is a shared responsibility that falls on all of us. Every individual can make a difference in the fight to save these magnificent creatures. By making informed choices and supporting sustainable practices, we can help ensure a future where sharks continue to thrive. One of the most impactful things you can do is to become a responsible seafood consumer. Choose seafood that is caught sustainably, using methods that minimize bycatch, the accidental catch of non-target species, including sharks. Look for certifications like the Marine Stewardship Council (MSC) label, which indicates that the seafood comes from well-managed and sustainable fisheries. By supporting sustainable fishing practices, you are sending a message to the market that you care about the health of our oceans and the future of sharks. If you are planning a diving or snorkeling trip, choose operators that are committed to responsible shark tourism practices. These operators prioritize the well-being of sharks and their environment, avoiding practices that may harm or disturb these animals. Look for operators that follow guidelines for responsible shark encounters, such as maintaining a safe distance, avoiding flash photography, and never attempting to touch or ride sharks. By supporting responsible tourism, you can experience the thrill of encountering these magnificent creatures in the wild while contributing to their conservation. Your voice matters. Speak up for sharks and the need to protect them. Support organizations that are working to conserve sharks through research, education, and advocacy. Contact your elected officials and urge them to support policies that protect sharks, such as bans on shark finning and the establishment of marine protected areas. By raising awareness about the importance of sharks and the threats they face, we can create a groundswell of support for their conservation. Together, our voices can make a difference. The future of sharks, and indeed the health of our oceans, hangs in the balance. But there is still hope. By understanding the crucial role sharks play in our planet's ecosystem and taking action to protect them, we can ensure that these magnificent creatures continue to grace our oceans for generations to come. The time to act is now. Let us all become stewards of the sea, working together to create a future where sharks and humanity can thrive in harmony.